Because of the interesting limitation of the benchmark, I'm not gonna wait the full 5 minutes because, so I'm just gonna hang on, give it a minute. Beautiful. Hello. Oh, I should probably add the benchmark tag. Hey, isn't that fun? Isn't this like neat? I would think that it would work fine. But, alas. So, we did a little bit of tinkering with it when I was live earlier today. But this time I actually want to spend a bit of time playing around with it. And once I'm satisfied that I've tinkered with it as much as I want to, I'm probably going to run the benchmark twice. Once with our good friend Arentel here, well-known face of the stream, and then again with a Femhroth, because I actually want to play around with that, because there is the extant but low possibility that I end up swapping to Femhroth. I've been looking forward to Femhroth for quite a while. I'm actually going to lead with making a Femhroth, because I can just load my Arentel at any time. Because I do think I'm going to end up tinkering with our good friend Arentel a little bit. Just to see if I can get the vibe back, you know? So, the Hellions have the Fangs. And the Fangs are neat. What's special about the Lost, though? I noticed, oh, they got a bit less of a snout, I think. Okay. I think the Lost is more in line with what I'm looking for. Of course, max height. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll go with that. Tail length, max it out as well. Of course. What's the point of having a tail if you don't go all the way? And what everyone was very upset about, and I can't really blame them. Oh, that's not a difference. They both have this face shape. I mean, that makes sense. But then, what's different about... Back up. What's different about the Hellions, then? Is their eye shape different? Okay, so the Hellions don't have the cat eyes. Well, they're the Lost are nocturnal, while the Hellions are diurnal. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go with Hellions, because Fangs are nifty. Redo everything I did. Tail length, max route. Right, and they all have the Fang. Why are the... I hope this is a benchmark thing. Why are the Fangs like that on this one? Did this one let you change the color of the Fangs? Interesting. No? It doesn't appear as though that's that... Interesting. Yeah, probably go with the Lost then, actually. You know what? I can live with it. Actually, what's the color palette? What's the color palette on the Lost? Hang on. No, stop. No, help. Face. Ah, but Lost have got that. Those are darker blacks. I'm gonna have to go with the Lost. Really wish I could have, like, this front hair with, like, this back braid. I'm okay with this. I'm into it. I love the fucking default gear, though. This looks so good. Probably go with this. Forgive me, Twitch. Like, this is really nifty, but I kind of like having some of that detail on the tail. Yeah, go with this. Of course, I gotta keep the yellow eyes. Big fan. Probably there. It's a little dull. There we go. Perfect. Oh, the Lost also get fangs. Just default. Besides the color palette, is there any difference between the Lost and the Hellions? Give them small fangs. We got the fangs back. Let's go. I'm tempted to keep the ones under the eyes. No, I'll keep those ones. Gotta keep the running theme. Oh, that is new. I have no strong opinions at present. Okay, not 9. Okay, not 9. Leaning towards 5. Oh, it's going pretty good. I was playing around with the benchmark a bit before I get back to Endwalker. All new game plus, you know, all out in the open. But you know, I'm having a bit of fun. Femroth is more or less what I was hoping for. Although I do kind of hope that like this is like a weird rendering error part that's from the benchmark, because all the other face settings have it be like toothish white, but time will tell. Benchmark is not perfect. And then once I'm satisfied playing around with the character creator, I'm actually going to run it probably twice. Okay, I'm going to stick with 5, but there's some others that are actually interesting. You know what? 9 is growing on me. I think I can live with how annoying this is. For the just extreme over-the-top nature of everything else. I'm taking 9. We good. Is this gonna be dollar store R&L? It is Walmart brand R&L. Let's go. Outlaw Star. Is that what I think it is? Hang on a minute. I think I know what you're talking about. It is not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the MMO Wild Star that died. Unfortunately, I have not seen this anime. I'm very sorry. Yeah, it was really, really nifty. I played it for a little bit. It was pretty fun for the little bit I was playing. I think I got bucked off by the way it handled the free-to-play, because I was but a wee lad with no money for the sub features. It was like it was like really nifty. I liked how the action combat worked. The classes were fun. I have half a mind to run with the racial gear, not gonna lie. Ooh, Edenborn's pretty good. That's just EA for you, though. EA is like known for taking really good shit, doing nothing with it, and then getting mad that it doesn't make any money, or else like monetizing it to hell and back, and then just like annihilating its player base and going, we're gonna kill the entire studio. I mean, look at Dead Space. Oh, Dead Space. Yeah. Oh, Battlefield, dude. Come on, man. Where's your pride and accomplishment for spending $800 to get Darth Vader? Oh. So unfortunate, man. Yeah. I've heard very, very, very good things about the remake, but yeah, no. Dead Space 3. And then Dead Space 3 gets even more sad when you do the DLC. In the DLC, EA clearly just released most of their grip on the project. And, like, the devs could actually, like, make an actual Dead Space experience again. And the DLC is amazing with a wonderful ending that perfectly recaptures the vibe of the franchise. And then they immediately kill Visceral after that. Oh, I hate EA, man. Wait, I'm gonna go with Edenmorn. I like how Edenmorn is looking. And then silence. Oh yeah. The co-op, but the thing about the co-op is that the co-op both makes and breaks Dead Space 3. Because if you can play Dead Space 3 with someone else, it is amazing. It is wonderful. Because just the co-op makes it, but if for any reason you have to play it alone, it just crumbles. My GPU is a little upsetting right now. I'm not gonna lie. I might need to tone it down a little bit. Granted, like, actual gameplay doesn't usually tax things as badly as the. Is it not capping the frame rate? Hang on a minute. It is officially panic time. If it's not capping the frame rate, then I know exactly what the problem is. If that temp gets much higher, I might need to kill it. Oh yeah, 100%. Don't mind me, I'm just nervously watching my temperatures right now. So far we're holding steady in the I'm worried but I'm not, but it's probably not got the toast shit levels. I'm not entirely sold on Pictomancer yet, personally, as a avid 14 fan. I love the concept. I'm waiting to see if it gets if they show a few more impressive abilities. Granted, all I have to go off of at the moment is what they showcased at FanFest, which is like next to nothing. So I'm sure the actually interesting stuff is yet to come. It'll also be interesting to see how processing, how it plays, because I got no idea. Oh, oh, that ability on oh, the toad is getting off there. I'm really into this. GPU temps dropping back down to an acceptable level. CPU temps are kind of high, but that's probably just a response to how high the GPU temps were earlier. Well, I'm on preset 1. That's why. This is going at, like, absolute maximum. That's why shit's going the way it is. I see. I'm really excited to see how Pictomancer turns out. The job action trailer is really what's gonna sell it to me, though. We ain't getting the job action trailer for another couple months, I don't think. You know, do you play 14 at all, or are you just kind of like interested in it because of the all the news coming out around Dawn Trail? Because the story is great, man. If you're at all interested in the stories of games, I highly recommend it. It's a big investment, I can't lie about that. And the opening chapters can be a little bit dull. Yeah. On one hand, that's like really unfortunate, but on the other hand, like, ARR asks a lot. And I can 100% understand. Wait. No fucking way. They are actually doing it? Holy shit. Oh, I'm so excited. 100% that was a new base combo for Dark Knight. That means all the tanks are getting a new base combo. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, like, the first, like, 30 to 40 levels really ask you to put in work to be invested, and, like, I fully get how that could completely drain your will to play the game. That's new. Oh, you can't see my mouse. I hope that they continue to improve on the early game. Something that they really need to do for the early game is rework a lot of the jobs for the early game, because Paladin, you were playing Paladin. Paladin is probably the most boring tank to play, level 1 to 50. Like, unironically. Warrior isn't a ton better, and that's your other option. Like, and this is before we get into stuff like Dragoon, where Dragoon is miserable until like level 65 to 70. It's not great. It's like for as much as I love 14, and as much as I will just heap endless laurels upon 14, like I have to remain unbiased enough to say that like there's a lot that they could work on to make it more appealing to people who are trying to get into this massive experience. Ugh. I can understand that. And it does depend a bit on what job you're playing. Again, Paladin is one of the more button bloat heavy ones. Actually, come to think of it, all the tanks aren't great in that regard. But if you dip into like DPS, you've got stuff like Summoner that only has like 20 buttons total. But that's still not ideal. That like if you want to not have to manage a billion buttons, you're gonna get cornered. You're gonna get cornered into one job. It's way less than it sounds like. But I can see it. Coming from, I used to play Guild Wars 2 before I played this. It was a bit to get used to. A lot of what helps minimize the feeling. Oh yeah, Guild Wars 2 was like my main shit for so long. I played that from like a year before Heart of Thorns came out until the Dragon Response missions finally burned me out in late Path of Fire. I fully disconnected from the Guild Wars news train, unfortunately. I tried streaming through the whole thing again when End of Dragons came out. so I could go through End of Dragons because I was gonna push through it all, but I burned out again. It's like, there's so much I love about that game, but I don't know. I think at some point I am gonna go back to Guild Wars 2. I don't know when. It's probably gonna be a long time from now. But at some point, I am going to go back to that, take the same character, and go through the rest of the story because I do want to know how things end up. But oh man, Guild Wars 2 is such a good time. Anyway, I'm going to change my preset to the one that is actually based on how I'm actually running my game. Can I not change the frame rate? Actually, that's a good point. Okay, hang on. Enable dynamic resolution. My settings. Maximum. Max her out. I've tried to get into ESO like 5 separate times. ESO has like sucked probably over $150 out of me because I really want to enjoy it. I love Elder Scrolls so much, but like the first time I got into it, I was completely lost because I was trying to do it free to play, and that was a mistake. The second time I tried to get into it, I just tried to pick up where I left off. Fuck it, I'm just gonna focus on the story. It didn't work out. The third time, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a sub. If I get a sub, clearly that'll fix it. It didn't fix the problems. It was too overwhelming. It's just the issue for me is that like and it's my problem. It's not the game's problem. It's me. My bad. Is like I need to experience the story in a like sequential or semi-sequential manner, and that means starting at the very beginning, and like doing that is the absolute best way to like completely get yourself, and like the community was great. The community and every interaction I had with them like actively tried to like help me figure out what the fuck I was doing, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But like the gameplay was a ton of fun. I loved the way that the classes felt. But like for what I'm looking for in not just an MMO, but like a game, it just doesn't do it for me, unfortunately. Why can't I change? Why can't I cap the frames? Please let me cap the frame rate. What am I missing? Can I turn on VSync, please? No, I want the frame rate to drop to 60. I beg, hands and knees. Glare, shadows, resolution, more shadows. That's not what I'm looking for. Water refraction. That sounds nifty. Where's my fucking display? Gamma correction. I cannot believe it. It doesn't let you cap your frame rate. No wonder my fucking GPU is getting angry at me. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really, really good point. Like unironically. I think the singular thing that 14 has going for it in that department is that it is a completely linear story. There is a beginning, a middle, and end, and you just go through it in a straight line. But that doesn't account for the feeling of FOMO, because even though the content isn't going anywhere, you're still like how many 100 hours behind the current content, and just the immensity of it. Like it doesn't matter if you're told, oh, you have 300 years to go to climb this a mountain, but that's not counting the fact that it's 300 years to climb that mountain. Holy fucking shit! What do you mean it's gonna take me that long? Elaborate. I think I know what you're saying, but I don't want to assume nothing. While you're doing that, I can continue my fruitless quest for the VSync option. Oh, but that's the nifty thing, right? Is that don't play on Dynamis, don't play on Dynamis, don't play on Dynamis. I mean, play on Dynamis, but like fucking server transfer to like Aether for the queues. All content that isn't extreme or savage, those are the harder modes. People are run all the time, all the way down to the lowest level content. Because there are systems in the game that heavily incentivize people to rerun this content. There is the roulette feature where every day you get massive bonuses to XP, various currencies to get stuff for entering this roulette. And what happens is, say you're queuing for Bowl of Embers, the first trial in the game. It's level 20 content. Anyone who queues leveling roulette because they're trying to get the like 15,000 gil that you get close to level the max level, or all the tomestones you get, or just the XP because they're leveling a job, they're going to get pulled into your level 20 Ifrit trial, and then you get your queue. So they've pretty cleverly worked around that problem. Now, this said, the queues are not always amazingly fast, especially if you're playing like a DPS or you're on a low population data center like Dynamis. This will get better in Dawn once the Dawn Trail launches, but I said the same thing about when the patches started coming out for Endwalker, so one can only hope. But yeah, like you don't have to worry too much about people simply not running the content unless you do want to run those extremes and savages synced. If you want to run those extremes and savages synced, then it might start getting a little more difficult to find people. There's still ways to do it. It isn't impossibly difficult, but generally speaking, you're either going to need to spend a lot of time and effort to find those people, or you're going to need to go and use outside means of finding people, like certain Reddits, or there's a number of very useful Discords for it. I cannot believe there is not a way to limit my frame rate. I'm so upset right now. Like, unironically. Why? Like, I get it's meant to, like, stress test your shit, but, like, for fuck's sake, man. Wait. Wait. Allow loop testing without frame rate cap. Where's the frame rate? Wait a minute. I feel like I've got a lead. It must exist somewhere. Oh, and I feel like I should mention that all content with narrative stuff attached to it has a normal mode, wherein in the case of trials, it's usually part of the MSQ or a side series, and trials aren't that bad, and even the ones that are more difficult, they generally speaking, I can think of like two exceptions. They generally ease you into higher difficulty, and in the case of raids are just slightly more difficult trials. I feel like raids have a certain degree of stigma isn't really the right word. It's too negative. Association. from other games where raids are these like really high end things that take a lot. Oh no, I'm dropping my bit rate. That's not that's unfortunate. Like raids are these like things that like demand like intense degree of like understanding of the mechanics and so on and so on. Whereas in 14, raids are much more of a, they're like trials plus. There's like no real exceptions to that outside of Alexander, which has a couple exceptions to that, but even then, you really only need a couple of people who really know what's going on to get through those. And generally speaking, there will be at least one or two people who legitimately know what's going on. Oh, damn, my fucking bitrate's really tanking. That's not ideal. Oh my god, why can't I find... I feel like an idiot. Frame rate threshold. Activate when frame rate drops below 60 FPS. No, I want that on, period. Always on. I only want 60 FPS. That is how I run my game generally. My settings. Import my settings. Import my settings. I'm so upset. So confused. I'm not going to spend much longer on this before I just accept it, run it one more time with my actual character, and then get on to the fucking MSQ. Like, almost an hour into stream, dear God. Clear system cache upon benchmark initiation for more accurate loading times. Disable logi. Just okay. I'm not seeing it. I'm turning on LOD. I'm just gonna accept it as it is. Okay. Open the character creator one more time so I can load my actual character. Nope. Create character. Load appearance data. I think it's this one. Yep, Arentel. There he is. In all his glory. We're not going to spend very long with this. I'm just going to mainly... Basically my only concern is, can I get the Limble Ring to have that same... like, pseudo-glowing effect by just slightly tweaking the color? The answer is yes. I'm satisfied. Height, tail shape, tail length, face, skin color. Yep, that's fine. Hairstyle. Yep, I'm cool with that. Yep, jaw. Nose, mouth. Lip color, other features. Give him a mustache for memes. Face paint. Alright, we're good. Yep, we're good. Yeah, sure. I'll save it to slot 40. Intel. Minor modification. There we go. Marvelous. unironically tempted to do the swine suit, but that kind of beats the point of doing it again on my actual character. Oh yeah, that cuts off my tail. Unacceptable. You know what? I'll take it. That is actually about as close as you can expect to my actual like ninja glam. Alright, my temps have dropped back down to good temps. Maybe I can change it here. Doesn't look like it. Alright. One more look at the settings. Save as preset. Preset 1. Text type is fine. Alright. Okay. Start. One more time. This time I'm going to pay extra attention to make sure certain characters do or don't appear. I.e., I can actually say it, because, you know, Grahatia, I need to make sure that Grahatia does not appear. Oh, Escapist immediately kills it. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. Shit. Well, I'm going to give it a second to calm down again. I know I can go through it at least once before my GPU starts to hate my guts. So one more time with moderate gusto. I remember the Endwalker benchmark also made my PC pretty angry, so I don't know, man. I'm torn. I'm so attached to Arental, you know? Zayla Arental. I think it's kind of telling that after the graphics overhaul, the only tweak I really made is just to make the eyes more in line with how they were originally, you know? Why is that Chocobo so sad? Wait a minute. I'm glad to see those living fossil guys are still around. I love them. They're wonderful. Oh shit! I didn't occur to me immediately. The dual swords are different. I wonder if each different outfit has different dual swords on. Oh, I just noticed that my blur is covering up. I mean, like, it's not like that's, like, sensitive information. I have a 3070, AMD Ryzen 7, 37X, 4 processor, 16 CPU, that's everything you're missing out on. That thing looks fun. That looks nifty, I'm liking a lot of these abilities I'm seeing. Like, seriously. Dropping some frames. So, no sign of Graha, which is good. means that the person I'm worried about can actually watch this without fear of getting spoiled. Kryl is a minor spoiler, I guess. I'm liking the way. I'm assuming that that white mage is wearing an artifact on. That looks like me. I think that's it. Oh no, not quite. I thought it was. No sign of Gahatsu. Which is good. Oh, okay. Okay, that's actually a pretty good LB for the bit I saw on Reddit made the Viper LB look kind of shit, but that was actually pretty nifty. I'm into it. Alright, we're still good, and no sign of Gaha. And even if there were spoilers, I can just tell her to wait until it's over. Alright, we're good. Alright, that's cool. I'm glad for that. Alright, share my results on Facebook. I love Facebook. Facebook's my favorite website. I can close the benchmark now. Benchmark can go away. Yep, I'm done with it. Completely no further context. The first thing I've posted to fucking Twitter in like 2 years. Oh, you love to see it. So good. Anyway, let's actually get 14 back open, yeah? Well, that's going. I'm gonna change scene to annihilate any probability of fucking doxing my goddamn password. Sending a message to a friend to let them know that the benchmark is mostly safe. I'm actually sending it in DM. I can say it is like 95% spoiler free. A single character appears who I suppose is a minor spoiler, but you are just as likely to get spoiled about them from seeing a random Dawn Trail ad as you are from doing the benchmark. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, I can actually get back to the MSQ. I did make sure that I was all on the right data center and all that jazz, because there will be a dungeon this stream. I guarantee it. Unless my internet goes out. I can't help that. But as long as I can help it, there will be a dungeon today. And it really is so strange going back to like low res horns. Oh, that was so weird. Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited now. Like thoroughly. If I wasn't excited before, I'm brimming now. Anyway, here we are. Right where I left off, more or less, within like 10 feet of it anyway. So we left off with Kryl going away. We heard the forum talk about some stuff. Arnvel realized we were fake toads. Never try and trick an expert, you know.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy, surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free and bear the light for others to follow.
There we go.
Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Uh-oh.
Master Fortuno? What business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Rude. Rude. Expose? We just want to know. That's like exposed to like 10 people.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
There it is! It's a scene from the trailer! There it is! It's a little more warmly lit, though. There's more of us here.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlian. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Thank the gods for Scholar Montaigne? Oh, they said it and I forgot it. That's unfortunate. I absolutely loathe arguing in circles. My father may be right that I am still groping in the dark for answers, but I needed him to know that I would never stop searching. I owed that much to Arnvold and myself. You may encounter some raised eyebrows, but do continue to claim the students as your sponsor whensoever the need arises. I believe in the guiding principles of the Scions, and I know my grandfather would have as well. I apologize for the trouble I've caused you. I was pondering the significance of what I had just read as I left the restricted section. It knocked over the security mammoth on my way out. I promise to be more vigilant next time. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the Ethereal Sea. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Sharlian. We shall have to think very carefully about how we are to proceed from here. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forums being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may. His father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Elfino, Elise, it is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Emilian's Levier at your service. And you fine people must be the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you are here... Oh, Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure Arentel, what do you think? I would love to see the estate. Arentel, the Arentel Malfren. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of yours, yeah, I insist that you join us. But we must be quick about it, not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Arentel, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity for protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I'm sure Alfino thinks nothing of it. He invited classmates over all the time, but I wasn't the most. It was a different time for me. All right. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Arentel? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us to visit our home? Fuck it, fine. If we're going, then let's get this over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers. Thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, never mind. The Levier estate is that way. Straight down the stairs. Come on. Hello, random samurai. When Elise and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Elfino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran late, because I remember going restless and leaning over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Oh, I didn't just drag something off my bar, did I? No, I think we're safe. I'm just gonna lock that real quick. Spare myself any further terror. Oh yes, this is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Elise had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite badly, so I tried casting a simpler sort of spell I'd only just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed, the joy and relief. That was, I believe, the very moment I chose the healing arts as the main subject of my studies. Wrong person. There we are. We used to come here all the time with grandfather. In summer, I would dip my hands and feet in the fountain and splash about. Not Alfino, though. Even back then, he wasn't very fond of playing in water. He'd make an excuse to avoid it, which would explain how I came to swim like an auk, and he sink like a stone. Hang on, I feel compelled. It was 8, right? Nope, 7, 6, 5? Oh, 5. And I'll hide the weapon as well for good measure. hello, these are my best clothes. And here you are at last. Please, do come in. I would have better clothes, but I need more pallet slots for that.
Welcome home, my lady.
What? What are you gawping at?
It's rather a lot, isn't it? House Levier in all its grandeur. Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed. I'm going to go with this one. Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the time they died.
All the same.
I mean, almost died.
In the early days, especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. "'Tis plain they care for you. And I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
So this one time, I was helping this investigator. Dude thought he was a fucking zombie. Wild as shit. You'll never believe it. So we get involved in all these hijinks, and this like zombie powder. So anyway, it all ends when the Gilgamesh comes in with Enkudu. Enkudu's a fucking primal now. That's fucking wild.
Gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore.
Where's the modded cutscene where Alphino comes
and
down
while I
with
shall
the
miss
exact same
dressing
outfit,
you
but
in
it's
those
blue?
precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Wait. Back in the Dark Knight barrel. And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief for now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality, let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Don't think for a moment that I'm jealous of Alphino's new weapons. They're far more suited to him than me. We left for Eorzea in matching outfits, but our styles, both fashion and fighting, have long since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the differences between us. If I intend to master these sages' armaments, that will mean learning to imbue them with the same aether that I poured into moonstone and obsidian. It is difficult to grasp the essence of such an entity. For me, it will help to think of the Neoliths as allies in battle, simply a new form of the energy which went into manifesting my carbuncle companions. For us to feel responsible for the schism of House Levier would be pure hubris. After all, we are merely on the outskirts of what is, essentially, a family affair. And yet neither can we claim the indifference of strangers. To hear their mother welcome them so warmly was a joy and a relief. As curious as I am to learn the truth of this duty, I wonder what else the Forum is hiding, a calamitous secret whose origin lies in the ethereal sea. Duplicity aside, however, I do not believe Master Fortunal means us ill. Even the harsh words he had for his children stemmed not from anger, I think, but desperation. Enjoy your time with the Leviers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Hydaelyn is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've once we've heard your report from Thavnir, we'll be well equipped to plot our next. We'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Since there has been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales?
Your time in Thavnir has certainly been eventful.
Indeed.
In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnir.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Frodola's report, they were unable to free the Emulger. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Archosaurus by a considerable margin.
Are you sure Alfred was in the right group?
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetheryte at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Well, off to the Hamza hatchery. I am on Aether, so the queue shouldn't be terrible. One can hope. One can hope. Oh, I hope I didn't move anything. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now I'm worried. Okay, no, we're good. You know, we're good. I'm just gonna lock literally everything. Just everything is locked now. I don't want to get that again. Ah, our friend of Eorzea. We've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I'm told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. Oh no! If this is the future of Aetherite travel, I think I'll stick to boats. No warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit mostly. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be... we should still call you Varshan, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well, then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Adjusting my seating arrangement. Much better. Our thanks. With these, we can go anywhere those with the Blessing of Light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. I wouldn't mind carrying on as before, you know. I like killing gods, kind of my thing. Ha! Spoken like our champion. Rest assured, we'll ever have need of you, though we will do what we can to lighten your burden. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into 2 groups. Antel and his band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. This is the closest I've ever been to one of the towers. Such a sinister aura it exudes. It's been a while since last I took to the field, but I can't help but feel nervous. But with everyone at my side, I'm sure all will be well. Lest you worry, I've not forgotten my healing spells. Be it restoration or destruction, this sorceress can command whatever magics the situation requires. Aside from primals, within the tower we shall for a certainty encounter enthralled Imperial soldiers, defenders conveyed hither by means unknown, who will stop at nothing to hinder our efforts. Though our parties are separate, I will trust in you, as I know you will trust in me. Let us both give it our all, and add another rousing chapter to this saga. With the Y'shtola keeping them company, the other party will be able to hold their own against the enemy if needs be, so we can tackle our own task without worrying over them. Come, let us be about it. Nope, wrong person. First, this armor, blessed with Ratatoskir's power, and now of Ritra's scale. Much has changed for dragons to show me such favor. And with Nidhogg with me in spirit and in hand, no obstacle will bar our way. My warding scale is safely tucked away. I'm ready when you are, Arentel. I may not be the Azure Dragoon, former or otherwise, but I guarantee that I'll give as good as I get. By Reaver. I may have taken up new arms, but my role is unchanged. I am a healer through and through. Yet in knowing who once wore this sage's mantle, I wonder, when all is said and done, will I look back on the battles I chose to fight with pride? The Radiant Host and I will be watching from the outpost, ready to act at the first sign of unusual activity, when the scales serve you well and protect you in lieu of Ritra's fangs and claws. Enter the Tower of Zot. First dungeon of Endwalker. How bad will the queue be? Let us find out. Hopefully not too bad. Anyway. Give this a... I'm... Unironically, I'm fucking juggling a wee bit of head math at the moment. And it's not going well. Math's not my forte. I'm trying to figure out where exactly I sit when it comes to my projections for streaming and whatnot. And it seems whenever I'm confident that I've got it all figured out, I'm wrong. So, I actually gotta start writing stuff down. Just so I can get it straight in my head again. You would think that, like, comparing two lists would be easy, right? I really do need to stop keeping track of that. That's really not helpful. From today, there are 75 days remaining. Hey, it popped. Oh. Isn't helpful. Anyway. Minutes. This dungeon is very interesting. It can be extremely punishing, especially for a Dark Knight, so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, one or more people are new. That's fun. Time to use the mitigation I get from having a sprint. I gotta turn this on, at least until we're, what do you mean it doesn't get rid of Furion Gate? Well, we still only gotta deal with it for one day. Bosses. No one. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I really need to rebind that. I just have no idea what I was rebinding to. now that I'm not entering into the next arena with my damage over there. Alas. Entirely my fault, by the way. If I hadn't have got hit this instead of this, it would have been fine. I tried. What else hit that Black Mage? Like, it broke TBN and then took away all their health. The fuck? This time, I gotta actually carry my weight here. Gotta live up to the crown just a little bit. In a good way, not in a bad way. Oh, I can turn my back on. fine. I'm totally okay. Oh, God. My gear broken? Fuck, let me get it again! Oh, Christ! Come on, yeah, let's just double up on my mitigation real quick. Oh, shit. Why is this dungeon so fucking mean to Dark Knight, man? The hero is not in bad gear. Right? No, they're in like pretty decent gear. Healer's not in bad gear. Right, I'm just gonna do this really quick. Throw a danger burrito on me. Yeah, I can't sit. Get rid of that. Didn't give it any time. Sad. Thank you for realigning my combo. Appreciate it. Nope, Black Mage over here. No, not quite. You're almost there. Oh, no. Wait, no, they dodged it. Fuck. What an asshole. Wildlife my combo. Being frozen doesn't freeze my combo. No. Put that all There we go. The last boss is gonna be rough. I can feel it now. last boss is not going to be a good time. But we'll get through it. We're probably going to wipe like 2 or 3 times, but we'll get there. Can't wait for everyone to get here. Please don't pull ahead of me, healer. We need this to be rough. We got all our friends. I did not do as much as I hoped it would. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Ow! You got this, samurai. We can just kill most of them when we come back and fish them off. Got there in the end. I've rolled and everything, right? Yeah, I know. Like, Dark Knight in this dungeon is rough on healers, man. Dark Knight just doesn't have enough mitigation right now. Debatably, Dark Knight doesn't get enough mitigation. Dark Knight doesn't have enough mitigation. Dark Knight needs more physical mit. Like, Dark Missionary is cool and all, but like Dark Mind is like actually worthless in dungeons outside of like bosses. There's so few trash mobs use magical damage, man, or use consistently for damage. Everyone gets a taste of the old flow. I'm gonna hit him with this. I'm gonna pull out all the stops. Hit one of those ones early. Use TVN literally as often as I can on cooldown. Make sure I don't spend a single moment without Nihon. Yeah, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Oh dear God, where did all my health go? Oh my fucking God, did I stand in AoE? Instant playback. Oh, I didn't see. Did I eat an AoE? That must have been me. That must have been me. That was so much damage all at once. That was me, or that was like cosmically bad luck. And I just got hit by everything all at once. Like, everything queued up. It's hardest hitting bullshit. I may unironically check it all. This will be interesting. I don't need to open any sort of... That's safe. Right now, try to hit her with a tag. You cannot be attacking anyone but Cinderella. What are you doing? Well, the samurai just killed himself. Cool. I prefer the samurai hadn't killed himself. Strong chance. I think Black Mage is an AoE spell. That's, I really wish they weren't, but whatever. Black Mage is gonna fucking die. I want to thank TBN. TBN saved those lives. I will take credit for this. Especially seeing as I'm taking a Pinkbuster Raw because of it. I don't care who LBs as long as it's only DPS are unreliable. I just want someone to LB, please. Anyone? Please? A little one? Okay. If I get another tank buster before they spend the LB, I'm using it to fucking mitigate the LB. The LB thing. That's even. Am I stuck? Oh. Wishing I used that, the tank, lit up right, huh? I might have died there in the end if I hadn't used that. Truly, it was precognition and work. I'm only extremely bitter. Anyway. Pass on that. I'm good. Have a good day. Enjoy the story. Please stop standing in AoEs. That'll be all. I'm getting.
Is everyone all right?
It is voiced. Never mind. Ignore me.
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
And that should be the end of it.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
Duh. Magic. I mean, come on, Alize.
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
What happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
Yeah, Grahatia is like the second most powerful scion. I will not accept counter arguments. Will not accept counter arguments.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Levitates likely over 100
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends.
Which are elephant people. They're huge, likely quite heavy.
They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
For hundreds of feet. Hundreds of yalms.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
And the only expenditure is that he's a bit tired.
There are just too many
he's completely fucking wiped. But like, holy shit.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we offer secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
Oh my god. I don't want to ruin the moment, though.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Carrying all those Matanga may have been the true struggle. No way, that's all there is, right? There's someone else chilling here. I guess they've all gone off. There. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Razdatan for treatment. Elise and Stola will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment, with support of those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. Had enough rest, have you? You never were one for being idle, right? Varshan bade us come to Begaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Sorry. Wait. On second thought, you and Astidian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Graha in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me, then. The guardsman at the gate should wave us through. Joke's on you, I can teleport. When we delivered Graha to the alchemists, they were not a little excited. Perhaps it was Nidana's rescue that brought them joy, but given their fascination with Estinian, I'm not quite sure. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't want to talk to the guardsmen. No. Nifty. How does this die? This was part of my warrior glam for a long time. Not this one in particular, the original Bone Wicca one. I mean, not bad. I think it's cobalt for the dark browns. Yeah, it's not bad. I still prefer my actual warrior glam though. With the tower gone, I expect the state of alert will be lifted. And honored scions, you are free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry stationed at the fountain atop these steps should be glad to assist you. No, I'm good. I'm good. Appreciate it. Gonna have to pass. Though I have been to Razdatan before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we had best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. No, I'm good. Lead the way, and don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Fine. Hello, attentive Radiant. Master Arntel, I understand you are here for an audience with the Satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta, I should be glad to provide them. The Satrap's residence is situated in Dharma, the highest part of Razdatan. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetheryte disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternative path. First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain, then continue left. There will be more steps, and upon descending them, you will emerge on Pasca's path. Proceed through the large door on the right, and you will arrive at Ruveda, I hope? Fibers, wherein you will find another sentry who will give you further guidance. In other words, we head up straightforward enough. Why do you gotta give me checkpoints? I've got Aetherites. I could just go. I almost missed this. Respectable. Ah yes, I know this portal. It leads to a nearby isle, the treasure vault of one of Razdatan's wealthiest families. They took the good luck of their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of their vaults for aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck, or so they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you gain access to the vault. Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. Tis a troublesome experience, as I can personally attest. Of course I can't mount up. Why did I think I could? Heading to Megaduta, are you? In that case, please allow this hallway to my right. Follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. I really don't need it. And incidentally, if you ascend the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshop of Ruveda's fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. I'm good. Appreciate it, though. If you are here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps and then continue straight straight ahead and across the bridge. You cannot miss it. I remember passing by here with Varjan. The situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life is yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to Hamza myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Oh, it's the Arcus Aurora. I thought it was like a giant, like, balloon or something. Greetings and welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course. We have been expecting you. I will show you into the audience chamber if you would please follow me.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
I could probably do with a nap. Maybe some DPS who use the LB, but you know.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment.
Aye.
There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
I only wish he could be here with us now.
I know of his clash with Omega, and the long slumber which was his price. Yet even closed in sleep, my father's eyes are far from blind. He is watching over thee, watching over this world. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
Sorry, another instance of Grahatia from the fourth. Don't worry about it. I'm dealing with it.
Your champion overlong with idle chatter.
Soon we shall have 2 Grahatias, so it's fine.
At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
I wonder if we'll get 1 or 2 expansions in between us going to Mericidia. I want to go to Mericidia eventually. Like, please take me to Mericidia. I'm so curious. How is Mericidia doing these days? But, like, are we going to do 2 terrestrial adventures, one after the other? Or, like... You know... Our apologies again. I hope we didn't force you to conclude your conversation prematurely. So, what were you talking... Sorry? What were you and Reach were talking about? Oh, yeah, nothing of them too much important. Nothing. Very well, if you say so. The others have gone ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. Like his sister Tiamat, Vritra is possessed of a gentle soul. I'm glad they're on our side. Don't talk to Alize again. Alpha no. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible first. Let us return to the Mulberry Orchard. I understand the mulberries are for silkworms grown a stone's throw away from the Slatrov's residence. It gives it the quintessential Thavnarian flair, don't you think? If you say so. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. Oh yay, this again. Hang on, my hand is being forced. The word Yuji apparently means bind in the local tongue, and this district is so named because it connects all others in the city. If we manage to come this far, we shouldn't have trouble finding the High Crucible, or so I was told. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, and then descend the steps. I thought the Castrarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Razdatan. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where this door takes us. It seems we're on the right track. Right, we're getting close. I want to be safe. And here's the Aetheryte Plaza. So far, so good. And there isn't much further to go. From here, we just need to cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let's join them. Sprint should get me the rest of the way. There's a lot of fucking people here. I know it's Aether, but goddamn. My CPU ain't happy about it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there's Orion Jane thing. Great. Though this land hath been afforded a respite and turmoil, do many others languish still. Our work is far from finished. You took your time. Got turned around, I take it. No, I was forced to ask directions at every turn. What an immense laboratory. How many such places were enlisted to help forge the warding scales, I wonder? Excellent. You are in time to you are in time to hear the latest good news. The students have previously turned to Razdatan's alchemists to help with the analysis of various artifacts. That is how I became acquainted with Nirvana. I'm glad we could rescue her. Praise you for recovery. Goodness. I'm quite well now, I assure you. And as they say, the stronger the taste and the stranger the color, the more effective the remedy. With my body trying to replenish the aether I spent, however, I'm feeling rather famished. I think a sampling of the local delicacies is in order. Hamza cuisine would be a good place to start, perhaps. As I heard it, after you defeated Nidhogg, his scales found their way into the hands of the firmament's artisans. Steeped in power as they are, it's no surprise they were coveted. Still, it is a strange legacy for the vengeful worm. We're last, of course, but at least we found the place.
These are the talismans we were promised.
I have no idea what that does.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
Oh shit! What have I done? Don't mind that. It's fine.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
I like that plan. Good plan. Damn good plan.
Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
that? Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there?
A flower?
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
The last thing I remember before being absorbed into the tower was you rushing towards me. I can only imagine the hardships you and yours must have had to overcome to rescue us. No amount of words will suffice to express my gratitude. I hope the flower's radiant glow says everything I cannot. Oh boy, I better exploit the fact I can use return to progress the quest while I still can. Well, hi, Kryl. Kind of buried there. It's good to be back, and with the fruits of our labors safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Slinkard suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. One nap, please. Welcome back, Arntel. Cryl surprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. While it isn't much, I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice, clean bed after completing a major milestone, be it penning a thesis or defeating deiform entities. So, would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? I don't think anything's changed. Genuinely speaking, I don't think he actually changed anything. Flower.
Take heart and protect them well.
Oh shit, I forget who I chose my first time for this. This is not the one you get to choose. Never mind.
Good.
Ignore I said anything. I didn't say anything.
Haven't eaten yet, have
Fuck
you?
off. No, this
We've
is
bought quite a spread if you're
very
interested.
different and
Only
much
the
more important
finest
cutscene,
dining
to
from
be
the
entirely
last
frank.
stand.
I didn't know I ordered DoorDash. Graha can has cheeseburger.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
How do you think I leveled up so fast?
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
It's a whole 1% more XP, man. Cannot pass that up.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Crile, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes? 'Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon, and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans.
But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won, perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic. You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume? Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh!
Are we pushing on until dawn?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Green. Oh, it's finally looking like a plan. Congrats.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is equal, equally tedious, equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, burn, let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the primary checkpoint that I wanted to get through today. Now, I would quite like to push a bit further ahead, however, I am extremely hungry, like unreasonably famished. I haven't eaten basically all day. So, here is my marvelous plan. I have a pizza in my freezer. I am going to put that pizza in the oven and then come right back. That should take me like 5-7 minutes. Then I will continue for the duration of time that is cooking. And then I will go eat that. And that'll be a longer AFK by a bit. We'll see. And we'll kind of go from there. This does come with the unfortunate possibility that my hubris will consume me, and we will go more or less straight from an AFK into the end of stream, which I'm not terribly fond of, but I would also like to make some headway. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna chill out in the inn room. And I will leave you with some Charlian music, and I will be back quite shortly. Okay, I'm back. I promised it wouldn't be long. I hope it wasn't long. So, right back to it. The timer is set for about 25 minutes. I hope you didn't mind us barging into your room for a very late night feast. For what it's worth, it did me a world of good to put our troubles to one side, if only for a moment. Nope, no one else is chilling here. Oh, there you are, feeling refreshed, I hope. I was about to make my way to the studium, as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with Scholar Montaigne and thank him for coming to our rescue in the Rostra. As it turns out, he'd come to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thavnir. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Ystrola and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Oh, I'm fucking damn it. Hang on. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alfino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to Numenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Unlike some of the Scions, I am not an alumni of the studium. As such, I have no acquaintances there I'm obliged to visit. And while I would love nothing more than to pore over the many great tomes of Numenon, I fear my presence there would stir up more unwanted trouble. So, for now, I will be patient, much as it pains me to do so. If Father can master these fiendish contraptions, and so can I. Heading out for a stroll. The Scholark himself was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I'm too eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alfino, of all people worrying over his reputation, and at our alma mater no less, will wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. It feels like only yesterday that I first walked through these doors. See that sculpted picture above the entrance? That's the mark of Thaliak, the scholar, bearer of the waters of knowledge. It's no exaggeration to say that Charlian itself is one enormous shrine to him, and that's especially noticeable here in the studium. Oh, so it is. Here it is, Numenon. Well, I expect you made note of it before. One can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. At the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of ethereological phenomena, hence the name. Though, with aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th Astral Era, Numenon was decreed complete, and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astronomy, astromancy, and countless other fields standing proud as Charlian's foremost educational institute. He always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber, Hang on, hold on. You both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally pretty good scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. And I am certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, I have ever been in his shadow. If nothing else, just remember that this was where the legend of Alphino Levier began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scholark Montague. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. That was Alphino Levier, wasn't it? The Alphino Levier? And he's with his sister, Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. Oh, sorry. You said you were looking for the Scholark. Yes, knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Eliapo should have a better idea. Things were bad enough during our school days, and Alphino's time abroad has only heightened his fame, or should that be infamy? He had his rivals and detractors, of course, though most of them gave that up after his adoring fans sat upon them like ravenous dogs. Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. I assure you, I'll tell you all about it after my business with the Scholark has concluded. The Scholark, tell me, my good fellow, does this have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? May I return our attention to Master Levier's graduation thesis? I, too, have my doubts regarding our policy of non-intervention. Is it true that your experience overseas are the reason you have incurred the ire of the Forum? Oh, well, I wouldn't give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. Hang on, I want to see what they all say again. This is going to take a minute. It's Alphino himself in the flesh. He spoke to me. He actually spoke to me. What do the different colored outfits mean? No, I definitely saw more. I'm missing some. It's not just those two. At bar minimum, this guy also speaks. I'm confident of it. Surely, right? No, it's only those two. I could have swore he said something. Oh well. Where's Cryle? No, I'm on a mission. Where's Cryle? He's gotta be around here somewhere. Nope. There's Cryle. Hey, Cryle. Unsurprisingly, the Scholark is not in his office. I did, however, speak with one student who saw him not long ago, so he can't have gone far. Are you lost, wandering off the street, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner, fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? Oh, silly of me. In orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Searcher's Mitt. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studio? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why? That's simple. Everything else. That's what we deal in help. That's what we deal in here at Searcher's Meet. Wherever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If you don't have it in our stores, we send the cleaners out to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eyes of Pasea, this, tongue of giant-toed that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. So what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a scholar? I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can't... Oh, you mean him. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios. Not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. Ha! In the time it's taken me to tell you all this, the scholar has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. I've got a lead. Yes, the scholar was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. I'm on the trail. Target sighted.
Ah, I remember you.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Montoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, Don't hesitate to ask.
How old is Kryl? Kryl's in her, like,
If I may,
mid-20s,
there is a
right?
rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty
I feel like
that the Forum must
already looked
fulfill?
this up.
Nothing, I'm afraid.
Early 20s.
Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat. We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
The corporeal aether.
Yes, very good. This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The the seventh umbral calamity.
The seventh umbral calamity.
Man, I feel so smart.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, It is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
We have evidence that reincarnation occurs at least sometimes, consistently, across thousands of years. Several tens of thousands of years, even.
Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon.
It's phenomenal.
Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend. Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge.
I'm illiterate.
I wish you all the best in your pursuits.
I'm canceling this entire
wheresoever they may take you.
VOD is deleted. Some of our earliest memories are of Scholar Montaigne, actually. He was a close friend of our grandfather. He would come for tea and amaze us with his tricks, much like his demonstration with the paper and ink. He's a huge part of why I wanted to enter the studium in the first place. While Scholar Montaigne is best known for his role as head of the studium, he is said to be one of the finest mages Sharlayan has ever produced. Having seen for myself the ease with which he weaves extraordinarily complex and powerful magics, I have no reason to doubt the claim. Well, that's giving me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the Forum's true motives and the mysteries of life itself, for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the Annex. Perhaps on the way, you could better acquaint yourself with Ki Eliapo, as the scholar suggested. Will I share our findings with Raha? Are you going to force me to? I'd rather not. I'm going to keep crafting at an arm's length for a little while longer, thank you. What level is my fisher right now? Yeah, seems about right. Yep, would you look at that? And with the sound of the fight music, one of them anyway, from The Witcher 3, I will now go on a prolonged break. Maybe I should end here. This is like a really good stopping point. I've only got like at most 2 hours left. If I go to bed early, I can start stream early. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna need like one more moment. Yeah, I'll wrap it up here. So, I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did, anyone for chatting who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day. And until I stream again, have a good one all.